All right, today you are learning how to write a quadratic equation given the roots or the sum and the product of the roots. So just as a quick review, can we state the sum and the product of these? So the sum of the roots, remember, the formula is negative b over a. So this would be positive 2 over 1 or just 2. The product is c over a, so it's 4 over 1 or 4. So what I'd like you to take note of is that the sum of the root is 2, but what's put in there is negative 2. And these two, the product and the c, match exactly. So what we're going to be doing today is we're going backward. Okay? We're going backwards. So we gave you the quadratic equation, and you had to find the sum and the product. Now we're going to go backwards. So the way that this works is a is always 1. So we have to write the quadratic equation, ax squared plus bx plus c equals 0. Okay, so as a is equal to 1, b is equal to negative the sum of the roots. So whatever the sum was, we just make a minus sign. And c is the product. Every time. It's pretty exciting. So the sum of the roots here is, so a is 1 if we're writing this quadratic equation. So the sum of the roots is 4. So b is equal to negative 4. And says the product of the roots is 5. So c is equal to negative 5. So then we write the quadratic equation. You don't necessarily have to write the 1 here, but you can. It doesn't really matter. So it'd be 1x squared minus 4x minus 5 equals 0. And that's the formula. That's the quadratic equation if the sum and the product were 4 and negative 5 respectively. Okay, so same deal here. So the sum is negative 2, so we want to find a, b, and c. A is always 1 for us, at least in the beginning. It will change around a little, but right at the start of every problem, a is 1. Sum of the roots is negative 2, so we do negative of a negative 2, so that would be a positive 2. And the product of the roots is 3, and so c is just that. So it's x squared plus 2x plus 3 equals 0. There's our equation for that. One more, if they give you the sum and the product, it's pretty straightforward. A is 1. B is, we negate negative 2, so it's just positive 2. And the product stays the same. So this would be x squared plus 2x minus 2 equals 0. Right, we're writing an equation, so please make sure you have an equal sign, because that's a big part of an equation. Okay, now this is different. What is the quadratic equation if the roots are 4 and 3? Notice they didn't say sum or product. Okay, they're actually telling you the roots. So there's two different kinds of questions, and you have to be able to sort between them. So they didn't mention the sum and the product at all. They're just telling you what the roots are. So all you have to do is, a is 1, b, remember, is negative the sum, and c is the product. So the sum of the roots, if the roots are 4 and 3, well, the sum is 4 plus 3. Remember, sum means add, so that's 7. So here, b is negative 7. Product means multiply. So when we multiply the roots are 4 and 3, we get 12. So since c is the product, that's 12. So the equation is x squared minus 7x plus 12 equals 0. So that's the difference between the two kinds. The multiplying and the adding is going to, get more complex, but that's about it. So take a second and try to do these on your own, and I'll show you the answers. Okay, for this problem, the roots are negative 2 and 7, so to figure out the sum, I add them, I get 5. So b is negative 5. These I multiply together, I get negative 14, so c is negative 14, and we just plug it right into the equation. For this one, the sum is negative 5, so I get a positive 5 for b, and the product is 6, so I get a positive 6. So remember, these are positive, so we do put a plus sign to show that they're positive. Okay, so this is the deepest we get. This is the hardest part. So the fact that we have to add and multiply complex and irrational roots. So we still have A as 1. We don't know what B is, or C. So remember the sum. With sum, we add them together, so we get 3 plus I, 3 minus I. We just add those guys up. So plus I minus I, we get 6. That's handy. That's a little easy. So then we plug it in and we get negative 6. And then we want to do the product. So here we go. These are conjugates of each other. So hopefully you realize what happens when we do conjugates. Okay, with conjugates, this term cancels out. This is positive 3, this is negative 3, so they cancel out. But remember, I squared is negative 1, so this is like negative of a negative 1. So this is plus 1. So we have to add 9 and 1 together, and we get 10. So that's our quadratic equation. X squared minus 6x plus 10 equals 0. Same deal here. We've got to do the sum, the product, and that's it. So A stays 1. The sum, we just add them up. Because they're conjugates, these signs should always cancel out. I get 6. So B is negative 6. The product, radical 2, 3 minus radical 2, so it's 9. And then this right here would be negative radical 4. This is negative 3 radical 2. This is positive 3 radical 2, so those cancel out. So we're just left with 9 minus 2, or 7. So it's x squared minus 6x plus 7 equals 0. Good. Have a good day.